As someone who lives with grief in my life every single day after losing my son, I want to talk about something that's really tender and important to all grieving people. There are not healthy and unhealthy grievers. There are healthy and unhealthy coping moments. And most of us, if we're honest, are moving back and forth between all of them all the time. Some ways of coping are not labeled bad. They are protective. They've helped us survive something absolutely unbearable. But sometimes those same strategies quietly can shrink our worlds. Things like numbing instead of resting, avoiding instead of pacing ourselves, and isolating instead of protecting our energy. Staying busy so we can't feel things. Staying stuck in the same story because it feels safer than any type of change. These are not failures. They are signals, because grief doesn't trick us on purpose, but it does set traps for us when we are absolutely exhausted. Traps that sound like, I will deal with this later, or if I stop, I'm going to fall completely apart. And here's what helps me when I notice that I am slipping into one of those places. I don't try to stop the feeling. I try to stop the momentum. First, I notice. I just ask myself, is this helping me to stay connected to myself, or is this helping me disappear? No judgment, just information, facts. The second thing I do is I pause. Even 10 seconds can change the way that my nervous system is regulating and understanding things. A lot of times I put a hand on my chest, I put my feet on the floor, and I name what's happening to me instead of running from it. And third, I choose smaller. And here's what I mean by that. Healthy grief coping doesn't mean doing a lot of things. It usually means doing less, but more gently. Stepping outside instead of scrolling on my phone. Texting just one safe person instead of trying to isolate myself. And leaning in and crying for 5 minutes instead of completely shutting down. And then resting without numbing myself. Healthy grief isn't about feeling better. It's about staying with yourself while you feel everything. And both can be true. You can cope the only way that you know how and still learn gentler ways forward. If you recognize yourself in any of this, you're not doing grief wrong. You are learning your edges and boundaries, and that counts. Let's have a conversation around this in the comments.